Welcome to the 11th annual Vex Robotics World Championship. You all represent the best and brightest STEM problem solvers in the world. So congratulations on all of your success that got you here. Across the week, over 25,000 of the best students, mentors, teachers, parents, and community members from 46 nations have joined us here in Louisville. We spent the past 4 days crowning the Vex Robotics Competition World Champions, but now it's your turn. It's time to crown the Vex IQ Challenge World Champions.
That's right, Grant. We started with over 20,000 teams from all over the world. Over 50 nations who've been competing in over 1,700 events to earn the right to be here at the Olympics of Robotics. Simply put, you are the best of the best. Your talent, creativity, determination set you apart from everyone else across the planet. You made it, and you are here.
So take a moment and look around you. Look at the people sitting on either side of you. You'll see there are students here from all over the world. Some of them may be on your alliance later today, and you may not all speak the same language. We do recommend using the Google Translate app to help figure out pre-match strategies or meet and chat about cultural differences and learn a little bit more about people from around the world. If you do have questions, keep an eye out for REC Foundation staff with Pixel Buds and Pixel phones. This cutting-edge technology was donated by Google to the Vex Robotics World Championship to help with real-time translation. That is incredible, yeah.
All right, fans, we know we're about ready to get started, but I got one question for you. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Well, then it's time for our Parade of Nations. And leading us off, it is Australia.
Karthik, did you know that Australia has over 750 different reptile species? That's more than any other country in the world.
That's a lot of reptiles. That's a lot to handle, Grant.
That's a lot of reptiles.
That's like a lot of snakes.
I'm a snake fan, so.
Oh, okay. You handle them, okay? I'll just kind of get over here. Up next is Bahrain.
Bahrain has a coastline stretching 100 miles and does not actually border any country by land, but you can still get to it by car without getting on a ferry.
How does that even work?
I'm really not entirely sure. I might have to ask one of our Bahraini friends to
They are pretty good. A nation that's close and dear to my heart, Canada! Home of 15,000 of the world's 25,000 polar bears. That's 60%.
That's a ton of polar bears. Tor Arnold's Rogers Center, formerly known as the Sky Dome, of course, home to the largest big screen in the world, measuring 10 by 33.6 meters.
Next up is our Cherokee Nation.
One of the cool things about the Cherokee Nation, many of us already knew that men could become war chiefs there, but we didn't know that women were the landowners and could also become peace chiefs in the Cherokee Nation.
That's very cool, very forward thinking right there. Hello, Cherokee Nation. Look at
Girl
that.
power for the Cherokee Nation.
They have Jedis on the Cherokee Nation.
That's incredible.
Yeah. We will now continue the parade.
Next up is the Chickasaw Nation.
Grant, did you know the first Native American in space was astronaut John Harrington, and he's actually a member of the Chickasaw Nation.
That's incredible. I didn't know that. That's a STEM hero right there coming out of the Chickasaw Nation.
Now we have Chile.
Chile, the home of the world's largest swimming pool, holding 66 million gallons of seawater.
I have no idea how much water that is.
I think it's at least one Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Well, I would think so.
At least one.
Yeah. I bet you Michael Phelps would just go back and forth on that thing.
World record on the world's largest.
Of course. Here we have
a longtime friend of the Vex Robotics World Championship. It's China. The Chinese New Year celebration lasts 15 whole days. That's a big party.
And every New Year in China is represented by one of 12 animals.
Okay.
2018 is the year of the dog. Do you know what your year is?
I found out I'm actually year of the horse.
That's perfect here in Kentucky.
Of course.
And now we have Colombia. This is the only country in South America that has coastlines on both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea.
And my favorite fact about Colombia, according to the 2014 Barometer of Happiness and Hope, they are the happiest country in the world. Look at those smiles.
They definitely look happy. Those trademark red, blue, and yellow colors throughout everything they wear.
It just really pops, shows the energy here at Vex Worlds.
So glad to have Colombia back. And now another nation from that part of the world, Ecuador. This is the only country in the world which is named after a geographical feature, which is near equator.
That's incredible. That's a really unique name for them. It's awesome to be able to own that.
Now, Egypt.
Karthik, are you a board game fan at all?
I am a big fan of Risk.
I'm a big fan of Risk.
Yeah.
Well, Risk games can take a pretty long time, but ancient Egyptians invented a game called Sine. Sine has been played for over 2,000 years.
That is a very long game.
Very long.
Generations and generations have been playing.
Next up, please welcome Estonia.
Did you know that Estonia has over 2,000 islands?
2,000 islands?
Most of those islands are uninhabited, but that's still a lot of islands.
A lot of islands.
Our next nation, Ethiopia. Ethiopia has a very distinct alphabet, but yet there are over 80,000 languages spoken in the nation.
But one thing about Ethiopia that many of us here are thankful for, a lot of the parents in the audience, I'm sure, this is where coffee was discovered.
Loudest cheer of the day is for coffee. That's what happens when you have opening ceremonies at 8:30.
And now, Finland.
You know, the Finland teams, they should actually really go talk to the Ethiopians and thank them because they are the world's biggest coffee drinkers.
That's incredible. I wonder how much they brought here to Vex Worlds.
Now we have Hong Kong, which means fragrant harbor.
Every year around this time, one of my favorite things about Hong Kong, they have the Chungchao Island Bun Festival. The Bun Festival is intended to keep hungry ghosts on the island content. They build a tower of buns. One of the crazy things is they have so many buns that now they use plastic buns instead of real ones.
I want to talk more about these ghosts.
You can't have hangry ghosts.
Definitely not. I always stay on good terms with the ghosts around me.
Important. Let's welcome to the stage, India.
India has the largest postal network in the world, which includes a floating post office in Dal Lake, Srinagar.
Another very innovative country coming up with solutions to one of their problems of being so big and so spread out.
Now we have Japan.
We heard about islands earlier. Japan has over 6,800 islands. And across these islands is more than 3,000 McDonald's. That's more than any other country outside of the US. I love McDonald's.
Islands, McDonald's, we got everything over there.
That's what I'm talking about. Now let's welcome Lebanon. Lebanon is the only Arab and Asian country with not a square foot of desert.
But they all do have the largest gold reserve in the Middle East. And actually, I think they're going to be trying to take home some more gold this weekend.
I think so.
Now we'd like to welcome Liberia.
Talking about the pixel buds and talking to people with different languages, Liberia's official language is English, but they do speak over 29 different African languages there. And now, Malaysia.
All right, Grant, I know you're a fan of this, but hot chocolate in Malaysia is called Milo, and we hear it's better than any hot chocolate in the States. You've tried it, right?
I have. Milo is incredible. I hope they brought some for us.
Oh, look at that gear. And the shoes, that is fancy right there. I'm very impressed.
Very fancy.
Now, another Vex World's favorite and powerhouse. Welcome to Mexico! The Did you know that a Mexican tamale is called a zacahuil?
I did not.
It's about 3 feet long and weighs 150 pounds.
That's a big tamale.
That's huge.
Mexico is also located in the Ring of Fire, which is one of the Earth's most busy earthquake and volcano zones. And now, another Vex Robotics World Championship, longtime favorite, New Zealand!
You know, Grant, New Zealand was ahead of its time, becoming the first country to give women the right to vote in 1893.
1893, girl powered for New Zealand, absolutely. Up next, we have Panama.
So, Grant, Panama's got some really neat geography tied into the Panama Canal. It's actually the only place in the world where you can see the sun rise over the Pacific and set over the Atlantic.
Oh, that's incredible. They get a totally different perspective on the world down there.
Now we have Paraguay, known as the heart of the South America because of its central location.
Paraguay is also very forward-thinking, using the resources that are available to them. They receive over 99.9% of their electricity from hydroelectric plants.
That's smart.
Now, please welcome the Philippines.
The Tagala, which was the first ever Filipino-Spanish dictionary, was printed in 1613. That's 25 years before the first ever book was printed in the United States.
They were way ahead of us.
All right, Grant, I want to talk about this next nation because they've gone through a lot over the past year. We've heard about it in the news and with everything that happened with the hurricane. It's such a huge accomplishment that in the face of such huge adversity, with no power, no drinking water for so long, that they were still able to build robots and make it to Vex Worlds this year. So please, let's give a warm welcome to our friends from Puerto Rico!
Puerto Rico has been so inspirational. They actually ran one of their largest Vex events completely off of generators.
It's just amazing what these kids will do to make sure that robotics happens in their country, and it's just a great story. Make sure you go and say hi to them and talk to them.
Absolutely. Now we have Russia.
The largest country in the world. It's approximately 1.8 times the size of the U.S.
Russia is so large, it actually spans 9 time zones, and they're all permanently on daylight savings time.
Massive. Our next nation is Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia is the largest country in the world without any rivers.
Makes sense, there's a lot of desert there.
Right.
Unlike Lebanon.
Unlike Lebanon, they've got all the desert.
Up next is South Korea. Everyone in the audience, prepare to be jealous. South Korea has the fastest wireless speeds on the planet.
Do they?
33.5 megabits per second up, 17 megabits per second down. Imagine playing Fortnite in South Korea.
That would be so, that's why I am so bad at Fortnite, because that's like 10 times my speed.
I've never played it, but I was trying to earn some cred with the kids.
It's fun, you should try it.
All right.
Here we have Spain. I need to thank Spain the next time I use a stapler. The first known stapler in the world was made in Spain for the French King Louis XV. They also gave us the mop and bucket in 1956 and the astronaut spacesuit in 1935.
Please note the astronaut spacesuit came 20 years before the mop and bucket.
Spacesuit first, then mop and bucket.
Innovation happens in many forms.
Now we have Tunisia, the northernmost country in Africa.
Grant, did you know that all the Star Wars films were filmed in Tunisia?
I did not.
Which one's your favorite?
I'm gonna say episode 1.
Nice. Return of the Jedi, all about the Ewoks.
Episode 1, don't at me.
And now, Turkey!
I love this about Turkey. In Turkey, you might actually find chicken in your dessert. They have a dessert known as tavuk göksu, known as chicken breast pudding. It's very popular, and they say it's very delicious. I've never had it. Have you?
No, I haven't, but I'm eager to try it out.
I would love to try it.
Please have a warm welcome for the United Arab Emirates.
Have you ever wanted to visit the tallest building in the entire world? The Burj Khalifa is the one to visit in Dubai, standing at over 830 meters. That's more than 160 stories. That's as tall as 3 Eiffel Towers stacked on top of each other.
Man, you go to Paris and look up at the Eiffel Tower, it's kind of like, wow, I couldn't imagine 3 of those.
Yeah, you can't even see the top. It's
Woo!
like hidden in the clouds.
Cloud City.
Now we have the United Kingdom.
They're celebrating a royal baby right now. Also, the first fish and chip restaurant was opened in London. Hey, buddy. Woo! Spacesuit.
Fist bump for the UK.
And also, Big Ben is not actually a reference to their famous clock. It's a reference to the bell in the clock.
Okay. I didn't know that, actually.
And they drink 165 million cups of tea a day.
That's what keeps me going at Vex Worlds. Next, I would like you all to give a warm welcome and give it up for our host nation, the birthplace of the REC Foundation and Vex Robotics, the United States of America! For the past 11 years, the United States of America has hosted the world's greatest robotics competition known to mankind. One of the crazy things about America, you know we love pizza, I love pizza. We eat over 100 acres of pizza every day. I love the passion, I love the outfits. So much energy coming from the American teams.
You know the first ever Ferris wheel was in the United States as well? 264 feet tall, debuted in 1893.
That's incredible. I wonder if some people are going to check out the Ferris wheel at the team party. Also in America, women were able to get the right to vote in 1920. Also one of the earlier countries to do so.
So many different states represented here. I see Nebraska just popping out.
Oh, West Virginia
very much.
Across the field.
She brought candy for us, Grant.
Swedish fish, Swedish fish.
Oh, their
American
team is
Swedish
the little fish. Oh wow! And now we got cookies. Okay, this is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that guy! Look at the dance!
I like the duct tape sword.
Oh yeah, buddy. That is the freshest kid here at Vex World.
Oh, he's getting it. Show us your moves. Show us your moves. Washington flag representing.
What's really great about this, we also see the diversity of America.
This is true. America is a large country and it encompasses so many different personalities, ethnicities, dialects.
It's what makes America so special.
Absolutely. A melting pot from all across the world.
They just keep coming.
There's my Michigan flag. Shout out to Michigan.
And shout out to Ohio while we're at it.
I don't know. Go blue. Go blue for sure. Hundreds and hundreds of teams coming from the United States of America right here to Louisville for the world.
Now we've got pineapples. Thank you so much. Hawaii.
Hawaii. Gifts from Hawaii.
Oh, and much like we see in many American cities like New York and Los Angeles, we have a traffic jam.
We have a traffic jam seen all across the United States. Some cities more than others. I like that kid's hair. I think that's the only hair I've seen so far that's more colorful than mine.
I also saw a mohawk earlier. I think he was trying to emulate you, Grant.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I want a photo with mohawk guy later. Oh, and the American flag pants.
Oh, that's very nice. Hey, guys. Hey. We got some Hawaiian shirts over there. Grant, where's your favorite city in America?
My favorite city in America? I'm a Detroit born and raised, Karthik. Detroit, born and raised.
You know, I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. Columbus is one of my favorites, but I'm really taking to Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky has made a very, very good case for itself in my book as well.
Also, I met some fabulous students yesterday from Miami. They really sold me on that city.
I've never been to Miami.
You know, another city, another state that just supports Vex Robotics so much. Indiana and Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Mayor Ballard in Indianapolis tried to put Vex Robotics in every single school across the city.
And we can't forget Texas.
That was what I was just about to say. Born in Michigan, now live in the great Republic of Texas.
you. Let's have one more round of applause for the USA. You know, Grant, I love seeing so many teams from different parts of the globe. Unfortunately, not everyone can be here. Take a moment to recognize all the nations that have participated but aren't here to join us at the Vex IQ World Championship.
Let's give another round of applause for all of the countries in the Vex Nation. And now, Vex Nation, we ask you to please rise as you are able. All remove your hats for the national anthem of our host country, the United States of America. And now, please join me in welcoming to the stage my friend and colleague, CEO and Chairman of the Board for the Robotics Education and Competition Foundation, Mr. Dan Matz.
Thank you, Grant. Wow, that was an amazing, amazing demonstration. I gotta